Mike.
Michael.
Okay, let me collect my thoughts. You know when you're in the middle of a conversation, you're in the thick of it. And you're like, oh, my name. Well, today, it's a little somber, actually.
Yeah.
But not hopeless. It's never, never hopeless. You must remember that.
Absolutely.
The somberness is that I did a few speeches in the past and I actually wish they didn't come true. But they have. We can see what's very clearly happening. They're taking the big corporations. They're destroying small business. They're getting rid of cash, so you have no choice but to use their system to buy things. And now they're going to use that as leverage to get you to take their shot. If you look at what exactly, no way. But we must remember that this is the plan. So just saying no way isn't going to cut it.
No.
We do, the time's coming where we're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
And this is history repeating itself. The people hit a point where there's a line that's being crossed, hence the line.
Yeah.
And we say, you're not crossing this.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to Ottawa on the 29th.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we have to be real clear on what they're doing. Because look at Australia. What did he just say? No jab, no pay. Like I said, they're utilizing no cash. They're utilizing your jobs. They're destroying small business so that you don't have a choice to get provisions. Who said you have a right to take the air from me to breathe?
Nobody.
I'm breathing. Come take it.
Yeah.
This has never been about masks. This is how they can look at the population, walk down the street and see how many people are accepting the authority of the state.
Yeah.
Because this isn't about our health.
No.
What did they tell us? It's about your safety and your health, your security and your safety. Oh, it's not about the security and safety of me, it's the security and safety of you from us.
Yeah.
I used to say we're the 99%, but I actually think we're the 99.9%.
Yeah.
But we have major things coming. Everybody here by now sees it. Even our loved ones who are still partially asleep, they know something's terribly wrong. We have children who aren't getting sick. If you go to Health Canada or go to any of the documents published on Public Health Ontario, they say one death for under 19. And then on the very bottom, they say that one death was from other reasons. It wasn't from COVID. So how many deaths? 0.
Damn.
And you want to protect them from 0 deaths? You want to put a visor on their face? You want to put a mask on their face? You want to have children social distance? That's what they're doing. You want to get kindergarten through high school. Why? You want to teach them that they should be afraid to love people and be close?
Yes, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Children need connection.
Yeah.
They do.
We have many, many studies of babies who don't have conversations or don't have facial interaction with people. They lose it.
Psychological warfare.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
It is psychological warfare. They don't have to do it for long. They just have to do it for a few years until the younger generation thinks this is normal. Once they've got them thinking normal, we've lost them. We've lost them. How long did it take for us to open up our eyes and say, oh my God, look what's really happening? It really is fascism. Is it really possible there could be such evil people out there with such vile plans for us? I couldn't believe it for years. But eventually, you do. You can be slapped in the face so many times, but eventually you realize they're doing it on purpose. And we've been slapped one too many times.
Yeah. Yes. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I'm a teacher. I don't know if I have a job in the beginning of the year. I don't care. I don't care. Because when the day comes and I have to look at my boy, he's not even 2. There's no way that I'm going to look 10 years down the road and look at my boy and say, I didn't try to fight for you.
I'm sorry, Doesn't work.
Because you just imagine, there's a great saying that I've always listened to. It goes like this. The sublimity of wisdom is doing in death what's desired in life. I don't want to be on my deathbed looking at my boy saying, I'm sorry you've been enslaved. I'm sorry I didn't do anything. I'm sorry I listened to the elected officials who did not have my best interests in mind. And I am so sorry that they put a quarantine camp that could take you and I don't know what they do to you. That is a line that cannot be crossed.
Yeah.
For far too long, people have been looking at all these other issues. But if you go after the heart of the matter, these people want our kids. They want their minds, they want their souls, and they want them. And I don't have to go down the rabbit hole for you to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Pedophiles, scumbag.
And look at that, just on the news. They actually had some of these questions asked on the mainstream news in the U.S. They don't do that unless they're worried. They don't do that unless they know they can't contain something. So like I said, there is a somber feeling why I'm standing up here right now, because it feels like we're not moving forward. But we are.
Yeah.
Oh God, we are. We are. I can already tell. I've talked with some of you. You've talked to some of your loved ones who usually don't hear, but they're starting to question things, aren't they? Especially when it came to the kids and the schools. I personally think this is a bit of a distraction. Get us focused on the schools, because of course that's where our focus is. But meanwhile, what are they doing? No jab, no pay. No food, no pay. Don't get your chip, you can't shop. I said this on the 25th of July, and it's happening now. But New Zealand and Australia seem to be like, they're ahead of us. But they're part of the Commonwealth.
And so are we.
The health officer of Toronto already said they've approved quarantine facilities. I saw an article in the Barrie Times. They're already preparing us in our minds for curfews. Maybe curfews are a good idea to stop coronavirus. You don't even have a test to test for it.
And the test is a hoax.
You haven't even isolated the virus to know what you're comparing with. And you want to come into our homes and force test us with 50% false positives and then take our families? I don't think so.
Oh.
Please draw the line.
Sometimes a sigh says it all.
We're mad.
Mad.
But we are angry. I'm so angry I'm actually calm. I just want to breathe and the heart rate just starts going. But you know what? There's something I realized that we have to do. If they're going to try to starve us out, there's something they did in World War II. It was called Victory Gardens. And that was what they did. The people had their own gardens, or maybe it was hydroponics in their home, because they knew the soldiers would still need food. Because if you starve out the enemy, they can't win. If they're going to control our provisions, we have to make sure we have provisions. Start a garden in your backyard. Talk to people. Get to know each other. Make sure we have food. Ride the wave.
Yeah.
Because the longer we can hold out, the more powerful we'll become, because people will wake up. So make sure you can take food for your family. Start a garden. Victory Gardens is what they did in World War II, and it worked. This is the problem when you don't have a written up speech. You just kind of keep going.
Freedom is essential!
At the end of the day, and I've said this in many speeches before, this is not an anti-racist, it's not a racist issue. This is an anti-human agenda.
Yeah.
And we are all in this together when they decided to go global.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your religious affiliation is. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, those people of religions are always going to argue. That's life. It's going to happen. But if we don't unite for this one common evil, we won't even have the freedom to debate. We can't even debate our religious beliefs if they've done this. Don't you want to have freedom of speech in this country? I sure as heck do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk to my friend about religion and be peacefully discuss it. Period. But they're going to take that too. The state is not my God.
No.
The globalists are not my God. And they're going to learn soon that they are not gods. They're just people who think they're better.
Maggots. Rotting maggots.
You don't own this world. You don't own the air. You don't own the ground. History has shown us that when you take advantage of people, the people draw a line and things change.
Yeah.
Things are changing. Trust. Look at everyone here. If you're worried that things aren't working, you just have to look at your loved one and you make sure you know what you're fighting for. You know what you're fighting for, because this is stronger than them, because they don't have these.
No.
It's black in there, it's dark, it's gone.
Yes.
They don't have hearts.
Satanic.
There's no way that you can do this to people on a mass scale and have a heart.
I'm so
This is
fighting
what
for
unites
my
us,
granddaughter.
and this is why we're going to win. Thank you.
Yeah.